Welcome to the podcast. It's Mr. Ish. We're here at KIPS Bay Boys and Girls Club, Kildare Clubhouse. Springtime. Got a few more weeks before after school is closed. And today's topic is pretty interesting. I don't think we've done it before, so I'm eager to try this one. We're gonna go around. We're gonna introduce ourselves, and let's see what we can talk about. You can go first. Introduce yourself.
My name is Akai and I'm 8.
Welcome, Kai. Next.
My name is Joanna and I'm 8.
Okay, welcome.
My name is Lynn and I'm 8.
Welcome to the podcast. This is a pretty interesting topic. I don't think we've done it before. So who wants to tell the audience what our topic is? Just, how you going to raise your hand? We're on a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Just somebody just say
The
it.
topic is if you can go or cannot go out with internet for 2 days.
Okay, so we're dealing with social media, with internet, and all that stuff. Okay, has anyone ever been without the internet for 2 days? Let's start
Yes.
there.
I've been without for 4 days.
For 4 days? How did that happen? Let's start there.
Because anytime I'll go to my uncle's house or my titi's house, I'll be on the internet sometimes, not on the internet. I'll be switching through days, but be on the internet, not be on the internet. So one day when I came back to my uncle's
They
house,
shut you down.
they unplugged all the wires.
Ooh.
He unplugged his game. He put all the wires in his closet and locked the closet from inside.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how he has a lock in the inside of his closet. That's weird.
He has a key.
Okay, well that's different. You have a key. You have to have it from the outside. You can't lock it from the inside, unless he's locking people up in the closets. Okay,
And
so he
then-
locks all his stuff up.
And then I had to last 4 days with board games.
Okay.
He even put them on my bed. Board games.
Okay, so board games are not bad. So what did you get out of those 4 days of having no internet?
Really fun.
It was fun. Now,
Yes.
do you still like going to your aunties and uncle's house?
Yes, because either way, they take out the wires. I get to still go to the park sometimes.
Okay.
They let me have the internet back sometimes, but I really don't even use it anymore.
Okay, cool. So that's a good one. What about you? Have you ever been 4 days, 3 days, 2 hours without the internet?
Yes.
Okay, so don't act like this is you're too smooth for us. Yes. Yes. Okay. So what's the longest you've been without the internet?
I've been 5 hours without internet.
Oh, whole 5 hours. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Oh my God. 6 hours would have been crazy, but 5 hours without the internet. Please tell me what happened.
I got in trouble.
Oh, you deserve more than 5 hours.
So
If you got in trouble, this should have been at least a week. So you got in trouble. Go ahead.
I got in trouble because my mom caught me hitting my brother because he got me in trouble plenty of times, even though I didn't do nothing. Then
Sure you did.
she took my phone, turned off my TV, unplugged the TV, and took the remote. And then she just put me in my room, and I just cried in my bed, laying down.
Oh, so during your 5 hours of not having internet, you just cried and thought about what you did to your brother.
Yes,
You learned nothing from it.
I did.
What you learned? That your brother's a rat.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
I could have told you that without even knowing your brother. That's what brothers are for. He's a younger brother?
He's my younger brother, but now he don't even hit me no more because he knows I will hit him back.
Okay.
Any younger siblings?
Any younger siblings are rats, and letting you know that's what they're supposed to do. That's why That's why we had them. My daughter, I have an older daughter, and my younger daughter tells me everything my older daughter does. She goes to the room. She's like, "Daddy, she's talking to a boy on the internet." And I go right to the room, and I'll be like, "Who's that?" And she'll be like, "My friend from school." I get right on the internet with him. I'll be like, "My man, what's going on? So what's your name?" I'll be like, "What class you in?" And he'd be like, "Yo, your dad's tough." I'll be like, "No, I want to know everything." And yo, talk to her in the living room. I don't like no talking in the room. Go to the living room. And you gotta be protective. But 5 hours, all right. I wasn't too happy about
My
that.
brother,
Hold on, you can't give me another story. We got one more person, then we come back to you. And not last, but I probably have a story too. But how long have you not? How long has it been that you didn't have the internet?
I've been out with the internet for like a week
A week. Oh,
because
she
me and
beat all of y'all. All right. Did somebody not pay the bill? Could it be one of those things? Because sometimes that happens too.
happened.
Sometimes you don't pay that bill, and that you have to wait to mommy, daddy, or auntie, or somebody pays that bill in order for you to get your internet back. Hopefully, it wasn't one of those things.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Because every time me and my older brothers go, or my younger brother Liam, we would we would go to after we would go to our grandpa's house, and he's all about sports. Like
Oh yeah,
he's a sport guy. So
grandpa's old
he
school.
so he makes us go outside.
Come on,
He has a gigantic
yard.
yard. So we play baseball. We'll play basketball sometimes.
I'm pretty sure that the grandpa has a house, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that when grandpa bought the house, that's exactly what he was thinking of. He got that big yard, and he said to himself, "When my
He
grandkids
lives
come
in New
over,"
Jersey.
he said, "when my grandkids come over, they're gonna play in my big yard." So that's exactly what he did it for. He probably got nothing else out there but a table and a couple of little items and a football, basketball, baseball. He has all that stuff ready for you to go.
We play board games and football and monkey in the middle. That's
Oh,
really all we do.
that's good.
And then I can't go anymore because every time I get hurt, I'm the one in trouble.
Oh, every time someone gets hurt, you get in trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because technically I'm not supposed to come, but my mom lets me come sometimes.
What did you learn from not having the internet when you go to grandpa's house? How do you feel without the internet?
That I'm not going to my grandfather's house ever again.
You don't feel that it works for you not having the internet?
Like I'll play with my older brothers because they'll let me do stuff to them.
Okay.
And then
But you don't like playing board games and stuff like that?
I do. I just don't like playing
They'll
with my
let you
grandpa.
throw a glitter bomb at them.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't stand glitter. I'm
They'll
gonna.
let me put glitter everywhere.
I have a story of both. When my son was younger, he definitely couldn't live without the internet because he's a gamer. He was all about gaming.
Same.
But if he ever got in trouble, which
Same.
I could tell you honestly, he probably got in trouble only twice in his life. But if he ever got in trouble, the first thing I did was take the internet away from him because I knew that would me taking Wi-Fi away from him, that canceled all the games. That canceled all his game systems. That canceled all his computers. That canceled everything. So all I had to do was unplug it or change the password and not give it to him, and leave all my wires. I'm not doing like your uncle and your aunt does, wrapping up all the wires. No. I go right technical, change the password. Your dad, I can't get into the internet. Yo, my man, what you got in math? You got that 79, right? You should be doing some new projects. You should be doing some studying. You don't need to have the internet. I did that. I've put a password, and I also put. They have like this parent thing that you could actually shut the internet off at a certain time. So I shut the internet off at 9 o'clock from 9 to 5 in the morning. So even if he wakes up and tries to get a game in, he's not gonna have it.
My mom does that.
So I used to do that. That's for him. Then for my daughters, as internet became like they came a little
Famous.
dependent on it. No, not famous, but they became like, Daddy, give me your phone. Daddy, let me watch this. Daddy, I started going camping more. So when we go camping and we in the woods, there's nothing.
There's no Wi-Fi.
There's no Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no Wi-Fi. There's nothing. There's
Nah.
there's just
Grass.
walking around, playing with dirt, playing with rocks.
Playing with sand.
Sand. Building mud pies. Trying to find insects and stuff like that.
Last time
So that was pretty good.
Me and my mom,
But how you gonna cut my
went.
story off? And then it got us closer because we did more things like play board games. We also went like fishing. Stop doing that. We went fishing and stuff like that. We walked to the lake. We had like times that we just make like a little campfire and just talk by the fire and stuff like that. So it gets you out of just the zombie like attitude that you have and just like, oh my god, I need to check my internet. And it's good for the adults too because I was one of them too. Like for 3 or 4 days that we were camping, I don't check my phone. I didn't even carry my phone. My phone stood in the car. I didn't take no pictures because I didn't have a reason to have my phone on me. So it was one of those things that it was just memories without having the internet. So I like it. I really like it. My daughters kind of like it. and we have a good time when we go camping. So not having the internet is pretty cool. Now you can tell me your story.
Last time me, my mom, and my brother, and my sister went camping. My brother and my sister took their phones out the car, walked. We walked farther in the woods.
Oh, to try to find a signal.
No, they turned on their phones near a lake.
Yeah, the lake. I was gonna tell you that my nieces when we go camping, they be like, "Oh, could we go take a walk?" I already know exactly where they're going. They walking, and I'm talking about they walking far. They walking about probably a mile and a half to the lake, just to go with their phone, just so that they could get a signal to check their internet or talk to somebody or something like that. That's too much for me. Like, yo, I'm going to the lake. Why are you going to the lake? You don't even go in the water. Oh, we're gonna take a walk. Everybody's going over there. No, they're not. You see all the kids on the lake with their phones, but that's the only place that the satellite, because I guess the satellite signal reflects off the water, and the water gives like a reflection and it gives a signal. So you have the best signal by the water. So that's what they do.
And then they started climbing the dirt to get up to the water. And then all of a sudden they turned on their phones.
Yeah, and then you
And
hear
I was following them. I wasn't with my mom. She was picking apples. I just left. I'll be right back. I'm following Avion and my sister because what are they doing? They started
so
climbing.
you'll be nosy.
Yes, they
Same
um
with my siblings.
they went to the waterfall, and then
Oh, you go to a fancy campsite with waterfalls and everything.
yes,
Okay,
there's
Same.
several waterfalls.
I go to a lake. That's as big as mine's gonna get. A lake and a pool.
And then I look at them. I be hiding behind rocks. I be looking at them. I'm like,
How many of you guys have a phone here?
Me.
You have a phone?
I just don't use
You got
mine.
all three of you have phones.
I use
Yeah.
mine a lot.
What's this? You're 8 years old, you said?
Yes.
That's tough. I was trying to hold out. To my daughter was a teenager to get a phone, but one of her friends last week for her birthday she got a phone, and it was on Saturday. By Monday, my daughter had a phone. So my wife gave in real quick. But then we gave her a phone and she cried. She was like, "Oh my God!" and she cried and everything. I'm putting you on the spot, Liana. And then when she turned it around, she was like, "This is not an iPhone." And I'm like, "I'm not buying you an iPhone. Are you crazy? Those are like $500 to $1,000." So I got one of those what we call in the hood Obama phones. But it's
What?
Obama phone. That's what we call it. But it's like it's a Android phone. It has
Okay.
internet. It has all that stuff and apps and everything. But it's just not an iPhone. So so she was excited, and then the funny thing is that the next day my wife dropped the phone and cracked it. So now we have a cracked Obama phone, and then recently we found her old iPhone, and it's working. So we just need to put a chip in it. So she might go back to her old iPhone, but
How old is
Can I go
it?
back to my
she's
story?
she's I don't even care how old it is. I honestly can't tell you. It's probably like an iPhone 7 or 8. But it's an iPhone. You know what her thing is, that she just wants to FaceTime. But she has a
Same.
tablet, so she could FaceTime in her tablet. So there's an app that you could FaceTime and all that. She's like, "Nah, Daddy, forget it." So she just really wants an iPhone.
And then while I was being nosy,
Oh,
my
you back to your
sister
story
my sister actually dropped her phone.
and cracked it.
No,
Oh.
It fell
near the-
in the lake.
No, her phone.
Your
is,
story better get interesting because this is boring me already.
Her phone is waterproof, so. And I didn't do anything for a reason.
Okay, tell me where the story is going. So you followed them. You saw that they were using the phone in the lake. Where are we going with your story?
My sister cracking her phone
Okay,
underwater.
beautiful, nice. Next, you have any other stories about your 5 hours of not having the phone? Do you think that you could survive 6 hours without a phone?
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes. Yes.
I could
do you
survive
think
a
that you're
week.
dependent on the phone or internet? So if I was to say I give you $100 for 6 hours not to be on the internet, you think you could do it?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
So what's the difference?
No.
Because you're giving me money and I'm greedy for
Oh,
money.
how about if I give you entertainment for 6 hours?
No.
Sure.
Huh? Oh look, he plays
like,
he plays chess with
yes,
his
but-
brother.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. That's
I'm
something
not
that you're gonna
good.
grow up
You
and be like,
know-
oh, I beat my brother 18 times in chess.
You
You
know-
can
I
play
always
you can
beat my
play
brothers
you can
in
play
chess.
Uno. You can play checkers. You can play Monopoly. That takes about 3 hours.
Sorry.
you
My
know.
mother tried to force me not to go on the internet. She said, "I'll give you $20. I'll give you $20 to 100 when you grow up if you don't go on the internet for a year."
Ooh,
I'm
a
like,
year.
That's not no
"Ooh."
deal.
I don't think anybody here. I don't think anybody here could do a year.
Yes, I could. But I said,
can't.
either way,
I could.
I
A year's a
could.
long time,
I
my man.
could, but I just said no because I'm not greedy for money like my brother. When my brother heard it, he said, "I can do it. I can
Let me
do
tell you
it."
something. I for sure could tell you that there's no staff member here that could do a week. There's not one staff member here that could do a week.
Johanny.
Give me your phone right now when you leave. A whole week. No internet, no checking on no Netflix, no nothing. Yeah, but still you still have it and you have your phone on you. A whole week.
Mr.
No,
Johanny could do it.
Who?
He's raising his hand.
a whole week. Oh, so he had Obama phone too. No, it ain't.
What is
That-
this phone you
That's the
speaking
first
about?
phone. That's the first phone you know those people that you see on the tables outside the street.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Hey, we give you a tablet." That's what we call Obama phones. in the hood.
What?
Yeah, that's the
I
first
saw
phone.
them setting up in front of my grandmother's house.
You
and
know
I
what? You know why we
stopped.
call it Obama phone? Because when President Obama was president, and people didn't have internet access, he came up with a plan to give free phones to the poor. So
That's smart.
So those people, those tables that you had, they were like, "Hey, you don't have a phone? As long as we have your address and something, we'll give you, 100 minutes to use in case of emergency or whatever." And that was kind of a way for him to give, people access to the internet or to have a phone line in case they had a application that they were filling out for a job and they needed to
I
communicate
would just go to
and
the
stuff like
call
that.
phone.
Yes, but that wasn't even done yet. So this is before that. So that's why us joking around, we call them Obama phones because that's when they came out when Obama made that that transition. So they still use it, and for some people that are poor, or for some people that this is their first phone, or for young kids like you, or even for the elderly. Sometimes the elderly doesn't have they don't have money. They
To buy a
they
phone.
they're taking care of medicines, they're paying bills, and they don't have $100 a month to pay for a phone bill. This is something that's free or very low, low cost,
You know,
and,
fact-
and it gives them, a chance to communicate with their family and grandkids and stuff like that.
A fact is that you need a phone. You need Wi-Fi for a phone, and you have to pay for Wi-Fi. So it technically is.
Well, you don't need Wi-Fi for a phone. Like my phone is working right now without Wi-Fi. If you're in the house and you're using Wi-Fi to make phone calls, that's different. So you don't need both. You can have one or the other. But they, the way the phones work now is totally different. When we first got phones when I was young, you had to pay for minutes.
Flip phone.
Probably flip phones. So you had to pay for minutes. So what you did is that you got a plan that was like 300 minutes, 400 minutes, or 500 minutes. And then
What?
and then they gave you nights and weekends for free. So everybody made a phone call after 7 o'clock, and everyone made a phone call all weekend. All weekend you see people like talking. Try to call somebody on Monday at 1 o'clock. They were not answering that phone, or that conversation was quick. Yo, what you call me for? Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Boom, and they'll hang up because you had to pay for your minutes. And every time you
How
picked up
much
the
do you have to pay?
so whatever your plan was, if you had 300 minutes, if you went over that, you had to pay, and it was a lot of money. So if you paid like $29 because you had 300 minutes, and then you went over because you're talking to your friends on the phone for hours and hours and hours, then all of a sudden when your bill comes and it's $230, it's going to be different than the $29 you thought. So you made those phone calls pretty quick. Okay, well guys, that was interesting. Definitely interesting. 6 hours, I don't see it in your life.
Do you
But
think
you
it
two
was better
guys,
than Nightmare?
I believe you, man. I believe you guys. I can't play you on chess because I'm horrible too. My son used to beat me. That's why I stopped playing that.
I'm the best
Wow.
at chess.
All right, guys. So let's say goodbye.
I can beat you
Say
in
goodbye
chess.
to the internet, and thank you, Obama, for your phones. That's all we got to say.
Check, 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 check. 1 2 1 2. Check, 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 check.